Hi, I'm Krista Johnson. This is my horse, Louie. We just started working on riding with contact a little bit and asking for vertical flexion a little bit on the ground, and as well as riding here. I'm just getting him warmed up, letting him look around the edge of the arena. The bit that I am using is kind of important. It's a Myler Comfort Snaffle, and it's the egg butt. So it's a little bit of a thicker bit, and it has one of those copper rollers in the middle of it. And it also has more of a curved mouthpiece. And this is a great bit for getting a horse to kind of pick up the contact and be comfortable moving forward into the contact. It's not a bit that I usually use to start horses with or to problem solve with because it's a little bit too thick for them to learn to yield to it. But Louie already knows how to yield to all kinds of different pressures, so we're using this Myler Comfort Snaffle on the egg butt. Oh, he's looking at Michaela there saying, hey, she's usually not here. So I'm going to start to shorten my reins, and I'm actually going to come over here closer to the camera for a second and then get back on pattern just to kind of show you how I'm doing that. And I'm literally just, let's see if I can stop here. Ooh. Just wiggling my fingers down like this so I can lengthen and shorten my reins like this. She's sensitive enough that just that little bit, I think, oh, maybe I should back up. Good boy. Just to kind of show you how I'm lengthening and shortening my reins while I'm out there in case you can't see it. I'll get back to walking on the rail. I'm going to make sure that I'm first sitting up straight, have my pelvis underneath me. I'm looking forward, have my eyes level, make sure I'm engaging my core. I'm going to slowly start to shorten those reins. I want to make sure that he's driving with his hindquarters and not losing forward. So if I need to squeeze with my legs, see how his head went up there? That means he needs to be driving forward more. I don't want to hold my legs the whole time, but I do want to hold my self-carriage the whole time. But squeezing with my legs will just be a cue that I use and release when he's doing the right thing. And again, I never want to hold him any kind of a frame. I want to ask for what I want and allow him to do it. But I also need to make sure that I'm holding myself in the proper frame. I'm going to ask him to trot so we can get some more forward here, but I want to ask for that while we're on a straight line. But I'm already thinking about it now. I'm thinking trot. I'm thinking it has 2 beats. I'm going to ask him now. I'm going to sit up straight a little bit more, squeeze with my seat and my legs a little bit more. I'm going to ask for that trot. For him, I'm going to post just because he has a more springy sort of trot, but you can absolutely do this while sitting if you prefer to do it that way. I want to make sure that he's not over flexing his chin. We're just experimenting with this and getting started with it, so you're not going to see him be the perfect finished product. You're going to kind of see him be here, there, and all over the place a little bit while we work through it. And I'm going to do the best I can to talk my way through it while I'm engaging my core and riding through the trot and probably the lope too. So I want his neck to be more level, kind of have that eye level or slightly below his withers. And I'd like for the front of his face to be level. There he's kind of overstretching too much. That might be where I encourage him forward a little bit more and maybe even raise my hands a little bit more so he can't stretch down as much. We've already done all the long and low work in the trot and the lope for quite a while, so he might look for that. But I've got my shorter reins here. I'm going to shorten him up even more there. There he's losing forward, so I'm going to ask for that a little bit more forward. And I'm going to wait until he kind of settles into it a little bit more. There I can see he's kind of punching his nose out a little. There. So that's cute. I'm softening my fingers a lot, but I don't want to soften them so much that he wants to stretch down. But there, so I'm going to give it, there if I can talk. I like what he did there, so I'm going to give him a little bit of a break. I'm going to let him walk because we did some videos on the ground already today, so he's done quite a bit of work before doing this ride, and I want to make sure I consider my horse first above all else. But I really liked how he shaped up there in the trot before I asked him to come down to the walk. So I want to give him a little reward. And I really love how he's yawning there because he's a super kind of a worrywart kind of a horse. He's always worried about stuff in the environment and thinks he needs to worry. So anytime that he relaxes and I'm able to help him relax, that's a great thing for him. And that tells me that I'm doing some of the right things to help his body relax more, which is kind of my whole purpose of doing this anyways. I mean, it looks pretty and it feels nicer to ride, of course, but it does help him focus more and stay relaxed more, and that's kind of my main purpose in advancing with this. So I'm going to pick up my reins a little bit again, make sure I'm not communicating stop or slow down in my body. Your body's a big part of this, so being able to communicate to your horse what gait and what tempo you want with your body and not with the reins is really important. I don't want short reins to always mean stop or back up. It's going to depend on a lot of different things, but I want him to decipher that by what I'm telling him with my body. So I'm not sitting back, I'm not losing my life in my body, I'm feeling the walk. When we come around here, I'm going to ask for the trot again. I'm thinking trot, thinking 2 beats. I'm going to sit up straighter. I'm going to shorten my range just a little bit there because he was looking out the window. And that's actually really cute. Not perfect, but I like how he went into that really quickly. There he's kind of stretching down a little more than I'd like, but I feel like that's really cute. Let's see if I can get him there again. Something's bothering his leg there. I wanted to get him to shape up there a little bit better before I let him come down to the walk, but I think he had an itch or a fly on him or something that distracted him. No big deal. Again, I care about my horse first. I'll pick my reins back up and we'll ask for the trot as we come around here, see if we can keep improving on that. Sitting up straight, thinking 2 beats. Cute. I don't want to be overly critical when we first start doing this because I've been riding him on a loose rein for a long time. So this is going to be a completely different style of riding that when we've been practicing maybe for a week now. And I'm just looking for those little bits of improvement to reward him for. So we're kind of in that understanding phase right now. He doesn't understand it well enough and isn't conditioned well enough to do laps and laps and laps carrying himself there, but we're working towards it. I'm gonna wait till he's in that right spot where it feels good. My fingers are really soft there. There I asked for a little bit more forward because I felt his head pop up. A lot of times when that head pops up too high, that means they're not going forward enough. And that's where I'll squeeze with my legs a little bit to encourage that forward. I'm gonna give him a little break there because I can feel he's getting tired. And give him the reins back, let him carry his head how he wants. Pet him. I know it doesn't make for an exciting video to have you watch all the breaks, but this is a real-time horse training session here. I'm not cutting anything out. I want you to understand that it's, you know, I can make those short little clips into reels and cut the good parts out and make it look to where it's good the whole time, but you're not quite seeing the whole picture there. The whole picture is I have to give him a break right now until I have him conditioned to hold himself and carry himself better in that frame. So he has to do quite a bit of driving with the hindquarters, lifting his belly, lifting his back, and then braking at the pull. And if he had trouble with that vertical flexion, I could use lateral flexion to help with that. And what I would do is just keep that inside rein slightly shorter to ask for the little bit of a lateral bend. But on this big of a circle, I wouldn't want to see much more than his eyelashes on that side. I don't want him sniffing my boot. That would be way too much lateral flexion for this size of a circle. And plus, vertical flexion will come better when he's more straight. I'm gonna see if I can get him to turn around. We'll see if we can trot the other way a little bit. And then we'll try the canter if he's got enough gas, which he's usually a really, really energetic kind of horse, but we've been working on a lot more advanced things in his warm-up on the ground, doing some videos today, and then this is a more advanced thing for him. Here, I'm going to shorten up my reins a little bit, sit up straighter. I'm going to straighten him out a little bit there because he's looking out the door window. I want him to pay attention. I'm going to tell him not bit, back feet. I'm going to ask for that trot. I'll sit up straight, squeezing with my legs a little bit. I'd like for him to get that why we're going in a straight line and not why we're turning around the corner, but he is not paying attention to his responsibilities, so I'm going to try to see if I can get him focused here. Back on the straight line, think trot, think sit straight up. See if I can get him more focused here. I don't like how his head's up right now. I might ask for that little bit of lateral flexion. There we go. I'll soften in my fingers there. I'm gonna make sure I'm keeping my hands up kind of right in front of the saddle. But when he stretches down too much, I do kind of want him to run into the bit because I don't want him to stretch long and low right now. So there he feels a little bit heavy, and that's where I might squeeze with my legs a little bit and ask for a little more forward. There he feels nice and light. I'm softening my fingers. I don't want him stretching down too much, but then again, you know, I don't want to be overly critical with him in this stage. Cute. I'll sit down, give him the reins back, let him walk for a second. See if we can go the other way, and then after I give him a little break, I'll try it at the lope. I'll really see if I can talk my way through it. I'll pet him because he's being a good boy, but I can, you know, kind of see and feel that he's huffing and puffing, and not that he's like sweating and working overly hard, but I'm aware that I'm asking him to do a lot of physical work here when he's getting a little bit tired. So I'll try to finish it up here pretty quickly. Let's see if we come around here. I'm going to slowly start to pick up my reins a little bit, shorten them, sit up more straight, make sure my core is engaged, thinking trot. Squeezing with my legs a little bit. I'm going to ask for the canter, so we come around here. I'm going to stop posting. Sit back, put my front leg forward, outside leg back a little bit. That's for that canter. I haven't done anything to change my reins. I'll let him find it. He's going a little bit fast here. See if I can engage myself more, get my rhythm into a tempo, and see if he can match me. Make sure I'm sitting up straight. There. I'm getting our tempo a little bit slower here. Cute. Cute. I'm making sure I'm softening my hands when he feels good. I want that to feel good to him also. I don't like how he did that downward transition there, so I'm going to shut down that awful trot as quickly as possible. But I am going to give him a break because that was really, really cute and that was really nice. And he's blowing out, which is huge for him because he knows a lot of stuff, but he tends to just consistently need help with relaxation. So that's where I'm going to end the session today because I feel like that's best for him. I'm just going to let him walk and stretch out before I untack him, but hopefully some of those things make sense and you can kind of see the beginning stages of them and how I start asking for vertical collection while I'm riding in the trot and the canter. Thanks for joining us today.